Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name is Nick, and today guys we're going to be jumping down into the world of Bitcoin, taking a look at those micro movements in terms of price action for BTC. Now as I get into the video, if you find it useful and informative, smash that like button. I really do appreciate that. If you are new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all the notifications, and in doing so you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. And if you haven't yet joined us in Discord, why not check it out, linked in the description down below. It's a fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. It's completely free, and I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you find down there, so why not go ahead and check it out. Let's keep this one nice and brief and to the point and jump right down into it. We'll be taking a look at smart money concepts, which is the one that you see right now, and we'll be taking a look at the Elliott wave theory as well. So let's start off with smart money concepts. There's a couple of things here that are probably worth noting. One, we had our fair value gap that was filled out yesterday as we took this big institutional candle to the downside. This in itself was also a fair value gap right there, and it got filled out very, very quickly afterwards. Nothing terribly too unusual. As I was saying yesterday, this is an area that we tested once, we tested twice, and we chewed through all those orders, and we tapped into our little buy range down here. So nothing terribly too unusual from smart money concepts there. We can go ahead and remove our yellow box because we don't need it anymore. It's now been completely filled out. So we did see a bit of a move to the downside here. Nothing terribly too unusual. Got a little micro change of character from bullish to bearish, but again, these things are not that important at this level. We're really looking for the solid lines which remain in a bearish state of play. We've been talking about that for a little while now. We do see a strong high, weak low situation. This has been an area that we've tested multiple times up in these higher ranges and been rejected from, and therefore strong high, even though we are above the equilibrium at the moment. The weak low is an indication that we've only really tested this very, very briefly with one little candle and wick down here, and you know, we have to see whether or not this buying range is going to actually hold up as our support levels. Okay, so for record, this is between 26,241 and 26,404 approximately. Okay, as I said, we're just above equilibrium. We'll see if we can hold that area. I'm not confident on that. We are below the 50 and 200 EMAs on the hourly chart here, and we can see that the 50 EMA at the moment appears to be the rejection that we are currently seeing. Yeah, so for the most part, smart money concepts is still in its bearish state of play. We'll bring this down, just zoom it out just a fraction here, so we can see that we predicted the top here across our trend line. We just zoom out there, you can see the ABC structure predicting the top, and then we start to really come down with our 5-wave structures. During this moment of move to the downside, we can see we had a change of character from bullish state of play taking us up to bearish state of play coming down. We can see that that was confirmed with the BOS over this side. It was confirmed again with another BOS over here, and confirmed again over here. If we lose this low, we'll get another confirmation of another break of structure to the downside. Although I much prefer to think of these not as break of structures, but more CTS, continuation of the trend structure to the downside. So ultimately, everything there is still remaining very bearish on this hourly chart, and it doesn't look like it is going to change anytime soon, at least not on the hourly. I mean, we probably look down a little bit further down the line on the larger time frames, and it's probably not going to be as bearish as you see here on this smaller time frame. Expect volatility, kind of essentially is what's going on to be, or kind of what's going on and what I would expect to happen here with Bitcoin. So let's go over into our Elliott wave theory side of things. We had our range, our higher range here. Okay, this was basically an area that we were scoping out at 50% to 88.2% of our move to the downside. That actually in itself is quite coincidental because looking at how this is structured out now with a little bit more data, this is I think pure luck that we actually moved up into this range, and actually we should have looked at this through a different lens and got to the same result slightly differently. Nonetheless, it worked out in our favor because we could see this as an area to short, and of course I think Cheeky JB down in our Discord server for our Patreon members highlighted his short position, and yeah, that was a beautiful little thing yesterday that played out quite well. So this particular range yesterday was this particular range to the upside was 27,255 to 27,566. 6. Yesterday we were talking about the idea that potentially that wave 4 could go up higher. That's been confirmed not to be true today, and that range that we were talking about was that slightly higher range at 27,765 to 28,060. It's good news because we don't have to see that kind of play out as we broke down lower than this one down here yesterday with that institutional candle. That took us lower than the 26,544. Okay, so knowing that we haven't got that kind of ABC structured move to the upside, what is actually going on here? Well, one of the things that we're looking for within our 5th wave movement is a 5-wave structure. That 5-wave structure can be expanding diagonal, contracting diagonal, ending diagonal, or 5-wave impulsive move. Right? There's a few different options that can be there. Now, looking at this move to the upside here, that we saw back up into our range, this is an unusual one, right? And it's unusual because of how it appears to be structured out here. Makes me kind of think that maybe there is some kind of flat, an irregular flat right in the middle there. That would basically be a wave 2 situation, I think, because if we come here, up to here, and then maybe we have a wave kind of 3 still in play, 4 and 5. And so if that's the case, then I think we're probably going to fall a little short on actually the targeted range, which was 24,791 to 25,418. It all depends on kind of what's going on there. But if I take the measurement of this structure, move it over into our beginning of what might be a wave 3, we can see that we just have to come down to 26,807. Now, considering our structure here, I'm just going to actually move this just over the side, just so we know where that 3rd wave target would be. If I just move that. Now, if we take a look at our structure here, we might be able to look at this as a wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5, and hit that range down there, okay? And if that's the case, then how deep does that final move to the downside got to go, right? And if we take our fibs, again, we're just going to run this down here. We could put a little yellow box right on here for our wave 3, wave 5 of wave 3 would put us right in that little range, 25,935 to 26,197. Okay, so if I remove that, that becomes our little wave 3. And if I bring back the fib from earlier, you would see that our 1.618 target is right here. Okay, so we can see that to make this a wave 3, we'd have to hit that minimum level, 26,207, and our 5th wave expectations are to come down just slightly lower than that. So those things kind of come together quite nicely, allow us to kind of think about where price is going, and then, you know, if we do complete that 5 and final 5th wave movement to the downside there, it would truncate, essentially meaning that we're slightly short on that targeted range. Unless one of those extends down deeper, which is the other possibility, we'll be looking at a slightly lower target, all of which this 5th wave movement here, which is the one that we're talking about, would be a 3rd wave of a larger structure, and only possible if we hit this 1.618 at the 24,864. So if we truncate here, we're looking at a zigzag pattern. We're not looking at a 5-wave impulsive pattern, and then that could be deemed bullish, and we could look for a reversal in the market. However, if we hit the $24,864 or lower, well, unfortunately, then we're in a bearish situation, and we will be looking to come down even deeper. Okay, so lots of things to consider, lots of different things potentially in play here when it comes to Elliott wave theory and smart money concepts. Both of them are telling us at the moment that we are in a bearish state of play. That's pretty obvious. The only differences really are when we're going to get that reversal. Smart money concepts doesn't really give us any kind of indication that reversal is going to happen anytime soon. Yet Elliott wave theory tells us that actually, if we do not hit this 24,864, chances are we're likely to see a bigger swing in the market to the upside earlier than expected. I would expect a swing in the market. It's either going to happen soon or it's going to happen a couple weeks down the line, and that swing in the market should be revisiting 28 to 29k in my opinion. Ultimately, everything's looking pretty good for Bitcoin right now, in the sense of if you're trading this one on the right side of things, shorting the market and going long on the market when the times tell you to, then I think it's performing quite well. Otherwise, if you're a bit lost as to kind of what is going on, then you probably want to stay away from trading right now, because this market essentially is being pushed in multiple different directions across various different time frames, and it's liquidating people left, right, and center. So I'd say just and it's just a suggestion. It's just my opinion that people kind of look at market structure and start understanding what the structure of the market is looking like and then trading accordingly. We obviously have put courses together for Elliott Wave theory and smart money concepts. They're available on cheekyschool.com, and there's a wealth of knowledge down in the Discord server as well as the Patreon services linked in the description below. Anyway, I'm going to leave the video right there. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below, and if you did find it useful and informative, smash the like button. I do appreciate that. If you are new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe. Tap the bell, selecting all the notifications, and you will not miss another video update. Until the next one, though, guys, have a fantastic day.
We are not financial advisors. None of what we have communicated verbally or in writing here should be considered as financial advice. It is not. Do your own research before investing in any digital asset or affiliate offers, and understand that investing in any crypto is risky. If you do, you need to be prepared to lose your entire investment. This video is for information and entertainment purposes only. All our videos are strictly personal opinions. Please make sure you do your own research and never take our opinions for financial guidance. There are multiple strategies, and not all strategies fit all people. Our videos are not financial advice.